All praise due to the Most High, family. We back with another Acres anime review. I just finished watching episode 2. It's season 2, episode 2. I don't know what total episode that is of Kaiju number 8. Second episode of the second season. And so we continuing with Kafka, aka Kaiju number 8, and Kikoru with their training at the first division. Now, this is the strongest division in Kaiju defense history. Kikoru is the daughter of, like, the leader of the whole Kaiju defense force. And we're getting better, right? So they just ended their training. We see that Kafka's doing extra training because while he's extra powerful as the Kaiju number 8, or at least he's powerful in that form, when he's in human form, when he's just using the standard issue Kaiju defense equipment, he's really not that strong, that exceptional, right? He's actually kind of subpar. He's actually kind of below average when he's using the standard issue defense equipment, the weapons, the suit. And so he's putting in extra work as to increase his base level, right? Because he's struggling keeping up with the first division. Now, Kikoru, she's doing her regular thing. She has always been above average. She's always been exceptional. And so even with being with the strongest division now, she's still maintaining her exceptionalism and her being above average. Now, while we just doing our everyday operations at the first division, we have, surprise, another Kaiju breakout. And so basically this was crazy because, I mean, this is a world where Kaiju attacks just happen spontaneously and out of nowhere. But so this was a little different because people just living their everyday life, and then out of nowhere, it just comes a massive hole in the middle of the city. Just a massive hole. And so the people are like observing. They're like, okay, well, first of all, I wouldn't have done like this if I seen a massive hole pop up in my city. But we see, for example, a lady, and she opens up her phone and she starts like trying to record and see what's in that hole or what caused the hole. And then the camera starts picking up like almost like a facial recognition because it starts seeing some eyes. And then some more eyes pop up. And then the Kaiju start crawling up out that hole. It turns out we have a big old like infestation of ant-like Kaiju. Just a bunch of giant ants. And so they running around the city. These are giant ants, family. So they're causing destruction left and right. We see people trying to escape and run to their shelters. And that was kind of crazy because we seen a couple of guys running and they check in for the nearest shelter. And then they get news, well, the one that you run into, the closest one to you, just filled up. They get like live updates on the capacity of the shelters. And so the one that they was closest to just filled up. And so they gotta change course and run to the second nearest shelter. Boy, I would be upset. What you mean the closest shelter got filled up? What do you mean? What am I supposed to do now? I'm just running away on foot. So that was kind of crazy. Then we seen like a brother and sister, some children, and the little girls, she hurt her knee, so she's not able to run away. And so The brother tried to defend her because an ant pulled up. And he just, he's trying to put on a brave face, but he's scared. He's scared too. He's a little boy. But he's trying to defend his sister. And so he trying to give himself courage. He just reminding him, the captain of the first division, he finna come up. He finna pull up. He finna pull up. He's saying, Narumi is coming. Narumi is coming. Narumi is coming. And lo and behold, thank the Most High, Narumi pulled up, took that kaiju straight out with ease, right? And then he tell the boy, because he said, "Oh, Narumi, I knew you'd pull up. I was hoping for you." And he told him, he's like, "Hey man, that's Captain Narumi to you." He's like, "You gotta refer to me as Captain Narumi. So when you get home, take your mom's phone and post 10 times on the internet that Captain Narumi is so cool." Right? It's just a little funny interaction between the captain and a fan, a civilian, right? A child that he saved. But so anyway, you know how the first division do. They're very organized. They're very skilled. And so they're redirecting all of it's a swarm of ants, family. So they're like redirecting the swarm into specific neutralization zones as to minimize the damage. And he telling Kafka and Kikoru, he's like, "Hey, this y'all time to shine. Y'all got to show me what y'all are about, because what we about at the first. The first division does not play. Strength is everything here." And man, Kikoru is that girl. She just like her daddy. They be going hard, and she got her. It ain't no accident or coincidence that she got her own kaiju weapon. And it's cool to see this little girl, little in stature, be swinging around this big old battle axe. It's 3 times her size. But if you remember from season 1, she was able to tap into the kaiju suit, the best out of her team. She was the quickest. She can give out, put up the most output. And so she doing her thing, and she impresses the rest of the first division. They're impressed with how she's doing. She taking them out, and the platoon leader that she's right next to, she's working with, she's like, "Okay, that's impressive." And then there's another platoon leader who's hearing all of her updates through the communication system, and he's getting competitive. He's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna let her outdo me," but she's kind of outdoing him. But so then we get to Kaiju number 8, Kafka, and he's trying to transform, but he's having trouble transforming, family. And I don't know why. He tried 3 times, failed all 3 times. And this is a problem because Kaiju number 9 pulled up, and he's kind of controlling all the ants. He popped up out of 2 of the ants. I don't know how or why, but he popped up out of an ant right in front of Kafka. He popped up out of another ant right in front of Captain Narumi. And he told Kaiju number 8, he's like, I'm gonna take you out, and I'm gonna take that Kaiju power right now. And so Narumi's trying to make it over to Kafka because he realizes, okay, he's really the target. And he's saying, well, I'm gonna go and help and save Kaiju number 8, Kafka. But Kaiju number 9, he's split in 2 somehow, and he's keeping Narumi busy over here while he's trying to take out Kafka over here. So we're kind of in trouble, family. Daddy Shinamiya, Kikoru's dad, he's just observing from like the headquarters as to what's going down, and he's really trying to fight his urge to go out there and save everybody himself. But he just recovered from testing out Kafka, and using his weapon too much shortens his lifespan. So he's benched. We can't really rely on him. He's really wanting to see how these newbies handle the situation at hand. But it is not looking good out the gate. That's another Acres Anime Review, family. Peace and love. All praises due to the Most High.